My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues. And when I first saw this movie, I really liked it. I thought it was funny, and ever since then, it seems like everybody hates this movie. Everybody views it as a terrible sequel. So I started doubting my own thoughts on this movie. Like, is it as funny as I remember it being? And I just rewatched it for the very first time, and yes, this is still a funny movie. Is it as good as the original? No, but it's still decent. Let's begin talking about the cast, and Will Ferrell steps back into this character's shoes like they filmed it the next day after the first movie. Like, he just becomes Ron Burgundy so perfectly, and he brings every bit of that manic energy you'd want from him. I think he gives a very good comedic performance. You've also got Christina Applegate, who I thought did a good job. Would have liked her to be in the movie a bit more. Paul Rudd I thought was really funny. Steve Carell is once again very good here. David Koshner, very good here as well. I actually think the standout performance in this movie is Dylan Baker. Like, I've seen him in the Spider-Man movies, in Happiness, and a few other movies, and he's unrecognizable here. He really shows some range, and I was really impressed by him. Megan Good, I also thought gave a really good comedic performance. James Marsden, I thought everything with this character was great. Greg Kinnear, I think, does a fine job. Judah Nelson, who plays the kid in this movie, isn't really believable, but it kind of works for this kind of movie. Josh Lawson, he plays this big guy in charge of the studio, and I thought he was really funny as well. And Christian Rigg was good as well. And 2013, this movie came out. Same year as Despicable Me 2. So I guess she fell in love with Steve Carell in two movies in 2013. But yeah, that entire romance I did find to be funny. And this movie did make me laugh a good amount of times. Everything with the chicken of the cave I thought was really funny. The cruise control bit. There's one line by Steve Carell where he says, "A black man follows me whenever it's sunny." And Warren's like, "That's your shadow." That cracked me up. I thought Warren's dinner with Linda's family was comedy gold. Maybe my favorite joke in this entire movie is when Juan's walking into his office and you've got all of his friends there and they're reading Garfield at Large, laughing hysterically. I don't know why, but that scene is just perfection to me. There was a scene where they smoke crack on air, which really got a good laugh out of me, so I still think most of the comedy lands here. I also thought that satire was actually really good as well, where it criticizes this 24-hour news cycle and what the news has become. In fact, this might be some of the most sharp writing of Adam McKay's career. So it might sound like I love this movie, and I still definitely enjoy it, but there's one big issue, and it's the fact that it's too long. This movie is 2 hours long. That is a half hour longer than the original, and there's only so much of this kind of humor and these characters I can take, and at 2 hours, I feel like it overstayed its welcome. And, there's a section where Juan becomes blind, and I get why it's in the movie, and it makes for some good moments, but I feel like you could have cut that out. There's this really over-the-top fight scene that I get why it's in the movie, but you could have cut that out. And I don't know, I just feel like you could have tightened it to an hour and a half. It really does affect the pacing. Like, I'm laughing and I'm enjoying myself, and then I'm like, oh, okay, I'm really starting to feel the length. I think most comedies like this should be a nice, clear 90 minutes. But, like, that's my only real issue with this movie. I still find it to be very funny. It can be really smart when needed. I think the entire cast delivers. Um, yeah, like, I'm still kind of confused on why this movie is seen so negatively, and I guess I'll just never figure it out. Me, on the other hand, will give Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues a 7 out of 10. Okay, have you seen Anchorman 2 The Legend Continues? What do you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned for more videos soon, and Gavin out.